Good morning, everyone. Hey, today we are going to be going over the exclusive right to sell listing agreement and agency disclosure. As you are aware, we've made some changes to these forms that are provided for you, and so today we are going to go over this form and focus on a few questions we've had reoccurring from our agents. The first one is, can I market my compensation that's being offered to potential buyer's agents? The answer to that is yes. You are able to market that through your website, through social media, any avenues that you want to market that. Now, the only thing you cannot do is you cannot share that on an MLS or a source where every other brokerage would have access to. So yes, you are able to market your compensation outside to prospective buyer agents. Now, continuing on with this, in Section 1, you'll see that they've made some verbiage change to the date that the contract ends. A lot of times we've had agents place the start date of the listing agreement, but not place the end date. So what's happening is, if I were to have my client sign this form today and put today's date right here, upon acceptance, it would be terminated. And so therefore, you would miss out on your compensation because you are no longer in contract to represent your client. So be sure that you're putting when the contract goes through. When's the end date, not the start date. So now we're going to go down to the brokerage section. 2.1, this is the seller's brokerage fee. So in this section, it's talking about what is the compensation that the brokerage, so Realty Path, and the listing agent is going to receive for their services rendered to the sellers to sell that property. Now, on the previous versions of this exclusive right to sell listing agreement form, you would add the total of the brokerage fee for listing and the selling fee for the potential buyers. So the change here is that you will be not adding them up and placing the total here. So for example, if you were going to take a 2.5% commission on listing the property and then offer 2.5% for the buyer's agent, then your total on the old form would have been 5%. Here, that is not the case. Now you would place just 2.5% here and then come down and place 2.5% in this section below. So also, I wanted to highlight right here is the word "and." As part of a secondary commission, you can either pay for your secondary commission or charge that to your buyers or your sellers, and you'd want to place that in here. So rather than having your 2.5% here and then a secondary form that would have that your compensation fee for secondary commission, you would place that here, so $395, and then also place the 2.5% here, and you no longer need that secondary commission form. So please make sure that you're placing that in here because you cannot add commissions after the fact to this. So now moving on to section 2.2. Right here is where you place that second commission for the buyer's agent. And again, remember, these are separate, so you're not adding them together. So if based off of that 5%, you put 2.5 here and 2.5 here. Now I wanted to highlight the up to portion. So what this is saying is you have the right to compensate up to the amount agreed upon here. So if your sellers are okay with you offering up to 2.5% to a buyer's agent, then you can negotiate up to that point. You cannot negotiate anything above that. Pretty self-explanatory, but there's been some cases where people have taken advantage of that position. So this should help you understand a little bit better how to fill out the new exclusive right to sell listing agreement. If you have any questions, be sure to reach out to your broker or reach out to agent support at realtypath.com. And looking forward to seeing you guys close a lot more deals this year.